Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Transport Fever. In the last episode, we finished up building the last rail line needed to connect the last remaining cities to both road and rail passenger transport. And that is what we're looking at the moment. Actually, that is perfectly set up. Almost. But that means that pretty much we're done with passengers for a little bit. We will be needing to replace and upgrade trains as they reach their end of service life. But we'll be dealing with that as it crops up. I mean, certainly we have the ability to upgrade some stations. I mean, just look at all the passengers that are waiting here. We have 100 and some odd passengers waiting there, so... And I'm sure there's some lines that could definitely use some upgraded trains. But... for now, we'll just be waiting for each line to kind of reach service life, and then we'll evaluate and decide if we can add larger trains with more passengers as we go. And we are going to be wanting to make some more adjustments and expansions to the passenger services once we get better trains. Primarily, I'm looking for high-speed electrics. And we're going to basically be like redoing or using the existing lines, but redoing some of the crater loop that goes around here. I'm going to want to run a connection through there at some point, and kind of create like one train that goes around this way and one train that goes around that way. So yeah, there's going to be some more passenger stuff eventually, but everybody's hooked up. And it's just a matter of getting everybody to profitability. Speaking of which, our planes are still not making money and barely carrying any passengers. I don't know why that's the case. It's been there for a while. We would think we would get some demand there. If we look at worst performers, Stormwind Ironforge is one of the biggest problems at the moment. But that's just because it just hasn't had enough time to build up enough demand to get that train full. And that is a very expensive train. That's running Big Boy on it. So... yeah, oil. We'll need to worry about that. Yeah, a lot of these are not working yet, because they're basically brand new. Train freight, high charity, yep. 10 months. Okay, that's a brand new line. So yeah, we're not expecting it to make any money. Now this one is a bit concerning. It's been in place for 25 years and still isn't making a profit. And has never made a profit. And is not carrying anywhere near capacity of passengers. That's you, right? Yeah, that's a fairly old train at this point. I think it may be that just these cities may have needed time to grow in size enough that support trains of those size. So it's a bit concerning, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. You know, you're obviously not making money because there's hardly any passengers going to the airport. The airlines, everything about it else is a tram. That's not entirely unexpected. 7 years. Yeah, that's out here. This is going to be a while before I think any of those trains make any money. But we have a lot of good earners. With the highest earner being the Olda Agrabah to Lake Armstrong line. That's interesting. And there's 130 some odd passengers waiting there. I'm going to load 80 of them. Okay, so that's doing pretty well. Dol Guldur to Olda to High Charity is also a highly profitable line. Rangries, Lumois City, Osgiliath, Brule is also a highly profitable line. And that's to be expected. So yeah, we're doing well. Yearly profits could potentially be nearly 50 million. Assuming we don't buy anything. Which, if we didn't build anything that year, we would have made probably nearly 70 million. So there's an argument to be made for just kind of letting it run for a bit. But no, we're not going to do that. At this point, with passengers kind of taken care of, and it's just a matter of letting it run and giving it some attention when it needs it, we're going to go back to freight and see if we can't make this work. Now, I've been doing a little bit of digging and looking into it, and I think that the big issue with freight is the mod that I'm using, the new industry mod. As it turns out that I'm using a bit of an older version of that industry expansion mod. There's a new version out called the Industry DLC, I think is what they named the mod. But since I built this map to use the new industry, I can't switch mods. Not without going all the way back to the beginning and rebuilding the map, because that industry DLC makes some rather significant changes to the way that even that expanded industry works. So, I kind of have to deal with it, because I'm not, rebuilding the map from scratch. So, what I did was I went and I grabbed a mod that should improve the output of our base resource production buildings, like our oil refiner, oil wells, forests, that kind of stuff. The base production industries. So that hopefully it pushes more material through the system and therefore works a little bit better. We'll see how it goes. It supposedly is compatible with the new industry mod, so we'll see how it works. So, all my old infrastructure and the actual routes are still in place. If we go ahead and open this up, we can see that all the old lines are still there. We just got rid of all the vehicles. So it'd be just a matter of putting the vehicles back on these lines and see if we can't maybe set these up a little bit more efficiently. Because we got a lot of new wagons, a lot of new locomotives, a lot of new trucks, and I'm seeing a piece of a dirt road. Sorry. Construction not possible. Bridge pillar collision. Bridge pillar collision. No bridge pillar collision. Construction not possible. Too much slope. I'll have to rebuild that entire road, which I'm not going to worry about right now. Alright. So, what are we going to go back to? I'm thinking fuel. I'm thinking fuel because it's going to be the easiest thing to do here. And so, let's do that. Alright, first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get crew to the Sector 7 depot set back up. And I need to figure out where the train depot is that we can use to put a train on this line. There. Alright. Let's see what we've got. Locomotives. Oh, buy trains, come on. Let's see, EMD, GP9. We got Deutschbahn. This is an electric. Interesting. We don't have this electrified. Do you want to electrify? Or do we want to go diesel? Or do we want to go something serious? That's a ridiculously expensive train. Oh, what the... $1,700 horsepower is not a lot. British Rail Standard Class 7. ...140 kilometers an hour, 2,500 horsepower. Train 39 has reached its lifetime and should be replaced. Alright, we'll get to that here in a moment. I'm thinking Steam? Or do we double head a GP9? You know what? Let's double head a GP9. And wagons. Tank wagon. 160, 127. This thing only does like 100. So we don't need one that does 160. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Let's go. Let's go for it. Crew to Sector 7. We'll get to this guy in a moment. Now, it's not going to carry anything because there's not hooked up to anything at the moment. Osgiliath, Hill Valley, Bastock. Alright. Let's just run this forward a bit. Let's get this guy to the point where he's going to turn around and come back. And then we'll send the other train down the line as well. Then we'll have to hook up trains to bring that crude to the refinery, and then set up trucks to then send the fuel out to cities. Alright, there you go. Alright, let's go see what we've got. Alright, can this particular line stand to have additional passengers? It definitely can. Current... It has Baltimore, Ohio, 28-1 parlor. So it has 4 of those with a K4S Pacific on it. Alright, so let's see what we've got. Alright, 2,700 horsepower, does 145 kilometers an hour. That's not a bad locomotive. $6,000 horsepower, 160 kilometers an hour. We only have one of those being used. They're a pretty cool looking train. $140. definitely tempted to go back to these guys. Because I really like the way they look. And they're really good trains. You know what? Fine. And for wagons, they were carrying which? 28-1 Baltimore and Ohio's. These guys, 19 passengers, and you're only carrying 4 of them? Let's see. Do I have any more B&O? I don't really. Chesapeake and Ohio. They only carry 14 passengers. It only carries 3 passengers? 8 passengers? Really? Those are all European cars. These carried 19, and we had, what, 4 of them on there? How heavy are they? 35,000. 53,000. 40,000. Aluminum lightweights. Kind of hard to argue against that. 225. Let's go out to De Havilland Comet. That's the first jet we've got. Modern tank car. Class 1042. Alright, let's replace these guys. 40 some odd million to do that. And they just left this station. Oh well. That'll take care of itself. Alright, back to what we were doing. Okay, so we now need to bring that out to the refinery. TF fuel to Sector 7. Yep. Okay. And probably we'll just do the same thing. Double-headed. I need locomotives. Let's go with this, the Southern Pacific version of these. And we just got these modern tank cars. They carry 18. And do 120. So that would actually be better in this case. But no, we're going to go with the 40-foot tank cars because that's what we were using. Or, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Duplicate. It's going to be a big expensive train. Fuel to Sector 7. Alright, I'm going to need to actually replace you guys. You guys were double-headed. And then let's go with the new wagons we just got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Replace them. 2 million. Yeah, do it. Alright, let's kick it up to gear. Alright, and then we just need to find, set up some trucks to hook up customers to buy fuel. Alright, let's set that line. Okay. Now, I do want to rework the way we're bringing a freight into the cities. But I'll get to that in a bit. Alright, so name is going to be road freight, right? We need to bring freight to... I had this freight to Midgard. There we are. Okay. And I need to put some trucks on there. We got a bunch of new stuff. Now, I would prefer something universal, rather than something dedicated specifically. But I may not get to that. Alright, so what we're going to say is we're going to say fuel to Midgar. Rename that. And let's put Peterbilt 352 tankers. Let's buy 2 of them. We'll go with 2 for now. It should be enough to get the line connected. Wow, there's a lot of traffic in here. As long as our line usage turns to yes. Line usage, no. Line usage is yes. Now, if we wanted to connect up like Sandoria, we would have to start bringing fuel out to I think it's this line. Freight to Sandoria, yeah. Collision. Collision. Alright, well there's the tanker trucks. I'm probably going to need to redo this road here. We'll need to get rid of that superfluous bridge. Oh, we are getting a little bit long here, but it's okay. Collision. Why are we snapping out to there and not snapping here? I might need to destroy that. Which is fine. For freight, let's switch to this. All right, yep. No, you flip around. There you go. Line usage still says no. Alright, let's just fast forward here for a minute. See, you are taking oil there. However, that gets you to acknowledge that there is, in fact, line usage. Yes! There we go. Alright, and here's our first delivery of oil. You're bringing in a good load. Let's see what it looks like when you actually make a delivery. Alright, 1 million in profit. Alright, so this is that. We would have just made a delivery of some oil. Do we know what the frequency on this line is? Let's see. Three minutes. 4 minutes. That looks good. Alright. So, that should be working. And we've already got some fuel building up. Good. Very good. Yeah, so what we're probably going to do is retool Freight and Midgar a little bit. Then we'll see if we can't bring Ori and San Francisco, Sandoria, back online to start receiving some freight. All right. So far, so good. So we'll go ahead and end the episode here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.